I have just seen a news report on the growing migrant issue on the Polish-Belarusian border. There's a few things to talk about around this subject, so bear with me. As always, this is just my opinions. People are free to disagree. I'll put a link to the video so you can see the context in which I'm talking about this. Um, Basically, the BBC reporter visited this forest area on the Polish-Belarusian border. I think it was on the Polish side, and there were a group of migrants from various countries: Nigeria, Iraq, Sri Lanka, and some of them were suffering hypothermia. And I don't think this was exaggerated. You could see in the body language, you could see that these guys, and they were all men, needed medical treatment. The Sri Lankan guy said that he just wanted a 1 minute phone call to his family and he was denied that. Um, the Nigerian guy said that if only Belarus would put him on a plane, he would go back. There's a number of issues around this. Firstly, it's very clear that the Lukashenko regime in Minsk is trying to destabilize the European Union by basically inviting these migrants in, or at least giving them a gateway into the EU, probably in some sort of vindictive revenge for EU sanctions against the Lukashenko regime for its human rights record. Um, Let me just say, as a general sort of outlook, I feel that any country in the world has a basic right to protect its borders. But I also feel that people who are legitimate migrants or legitimately fleeing persecution, um, I am of the view that governments around the world have a moral responsibility to act if they can. Now, in the case of Poland, and it's not just Poland, Lithuania, and the other Baltic states, I think they absolutely have a right to protect the borders because they've seen what happened, for example, in Germany in 2015, which incidentally is one of the big legacies of Angela Merkel, where you had a very large influx of people coming at once and there were serious culture clashes. It's undeniable. Um, so, on that side of things, I feel that Warsaw has a right to protect its borders. However, I would suggest there is some hypocrisy coming from Polish nationalists on this, and this is why I think that is the case. If we look at the UK, in our prisons, the second highest proportion of foreign inmates are Polish, 835 in 2020. I'll provide the source to that. I can't remember what the off the top of my head what the source was, but I'll provide the source in the link that I saw that on. Now, the point I'm making with that is not all Poles are criminals, certainly not. There's thousands and thousands of Poles in the UK, most of them are decent people. But, in the comments section, Poles were sort of attacking the BBC, talking about British hypocrisy. Well, when Polish nationals are arrested in the UK, and when the issue of foreign criminality is discussed in the UK, I have heard Polish nationals cry discrimination. You can't have it both ways. You can't, on one hand, criticise the BBC for reporting this issue of illegal migrants in Poland and say, oh, but we've a right to defend our borders, while simultaneously saying, oh, but it's anti Polish discrimination to talk about Polish criminals in the UK to those that do. And again, I really, really don't want to be misunderstood with this. I am not saying that Polish people in the UK are criminals. I am saying it is simply a fact that the second highest proportion of foreign inmates in British prisons are Poles. The first, incidentally, is Albanians. So, if a British politician or someone else was to mention this fact, are they being anti Polish? Or are they simply pointing out something that is there that is obviously an issue? An example of this is there have been incidents of Polish drivers who can't read road signs in English causing accidents, sometimes fatal accidents, on British roads. Now, I personally feel that the drive on British roads someone has to be able to speak English. Um, it's a basic question of safety. Um, so, although I support Poland's right to defend its borders, and I understand Polish concerns about this, I would also suggest that some Polish nationalists are hypocritical by basically shouting discrimination when there is anti-Polish rhetoric in other countries, but demanding that they have a sovereign right to defend their, you know, country. So I'm not saying the two situations are exactly the same. As for the plight of these men, well, there's a few questions around that. Firstly, are they fleeing war? Are they fleeing persecution? Their precise circumstances would need to be understood. They are breaking the law, but that's one side of it, and they know they're breaking the law if they're entering Poland illegally. But I cannot share that sort of right wing viewpoint, which is sort of desensitized. I actually saw one person joking about these guys freezing. Now, whatever you think about migration, whatever you think about the issues involved, I've no issue with people saying we need tougher controls. I've no issue with saying they're breaking the law, so they should be deported. But at least have some basic humanity. Don't gloat at people suffering. Um, that's something I cannot endorse. I've known migrants. I knew one guy who fled Iran as a Christian, and the things he went through to get to the UK. Now, there is a legitimate debate about going through safe countries first before reaching the UK. Um, I think there's a lot of areas in which this can be tackled. I think cracking down on people traffickers, creating deterrence at the source, i.e., for example, spending money on advertisements at the source, warning migrants not to take that risk, to risk their lives and cross the English Channel, and then only to be sent to a detention centre in this country where they might be deported, or held up in a system where they're just going to be under stress and pressure, and they're going to find out that this country is not necessarily what they think it is. Um, I'm so grateful I'm not in their shoes, and I don't think it's naive. I don't think it's left wing or something like that to have some human empathy. I mean, you'd have to be a pretty cold bastard, quite frankly, to see a man who is clearly suffering hypothermia and you say, oh, well, he's faking it, or something like that. Yes, they're breaking the law. Yes, there should be a deterrent. But they're basically being used as pawns. And I do think that the EU is right to blame Minsk for this. It's very clear the Lukashenko regime is exploiting these people, and that's disgraceful. Um, but I would say that, the anti British comments about, oh, how dare the BBC report this? Well, I just wonder, do you have the same standards when Polish nationals are arrested in the UK for breaking our laws? Uh, you know, at least apply the same standards. By the way, British nationals who might get arrested in Poland that say they drink too much and act like football hooligans, I've no sympathy with them. I say let the Polish police handle them. Um, but I do think, frankly, it's something I've noticed with some Polish nationals. They are hypocritical when it comes to this. So if you're, saying we have a right to defend our sovereign territory, then you need to agree that Polish nationals committing crime in the UK, they're not being discriminated against. They're, being treated as criminals, which is what they are. And I am not talking about the majority, I'm talking about those who do. I mean, what I'm talking about is when UKIP and right wing parties talk about, for example, Poles and Romanians who break the law. Of course, there are thousands and thousands of Poles and Romanians who contribute to the British economy who don't. But I do think that too often there's this reactionary sort of thing aimed at countries like the UK, which I think, frankly, is a more tolerant country than Poland overall. Um, that's just my gut feeling. That's all I'm saying. By all means, protect your borders, but just don't be hypocritical.